Landing my first batch of clients as a freelance copywriter is probably one of the top 10 hardest fucking things I've ever done. I kid you not, but it's also probably the most important thing along my journey that has led me to where I am today. Right. And today, I've booked over 75 calls with cold outreach. I've worked with 10 plus clients as a copywriter / growth operator. I make over 10K a month with, my agency and the things I'm doing. I'm working with some of the biggest info products in the space right now, literally creators you guys probably know. No, I don't sell a course. I don't sell coaching or anything like that. But I swear nobody talks about these three things like that I'm going to share with you in this video, right? And these three things should help you stand out a ton. And my goal with this video is just to help you guys land your first batch of clients, okay? Because guys, if you land your first batch of clients, I promise you the rest is so much easier, okay? Going from 0 to your first 3, maybe say 5 clients is really all it takes to get one good case study that'll propel you along your journey and speed up the process 10 times faster, I promise you guys. So that's what this video is about. So let's get started. The first thing that honestly changed the game for me when I was doing cold outreach and when I was trying to land clients and things like that, when I was just super desperate for clients, was having a niche, okay? You've probably heard it before. It might sound cliche, it might sound original, but just hear me out, okay? I'm gonna explain exactly why you need a niche. So when I first started out, I genuinely thought having a niche was retarded, okay? I wanted to reach out to everybody because I genuinely thought the more people I reach out to, the more people who are gonna see my outreach and the more people I'm gonna be able to get on calls and land on clients. But I realized that's literally not how it works at all. And that's because landing clients with cold outreach comes down to one thing in particular, okay? It comes down to pain and solving problems. So I guess 2 things, but the thing with having a niche is everybody in the same niche, sort of what defines a niche is a group of people that share a very similar, pains and problems, right? That's the key with a niche. And so if landing clients with cold outreach comes down to finding pain and solving problems, then it's extremely helpful to only be reaching out to a group of people who have the same pains and the same problems, right? And I can prove this to you. So take fitness coaches as an example, right? That's just a really common niche. People always seem to reach out to fitness coaches. There's probably somebody watching this video reaching out to a fitness coach, right? Their biggest pain point is obviously going to be landing clients. That's a lot of people's biggest pain point, but their biggest problem in trying to land more clients is probably going to have something to do with the sales and appointment setting process. Okay, and how do I know this? It's because I know that most fitness coaches are getting their clients through, DMs, through appointment setting, and they really struggle with sales because they're these big fucking meatheads that just pump iron and shoot testosterone into their leg or whatever. I don't know where you shoot into your ass. But they don't know shit about sales and marketing, right? And you never see somebody running a webinar funnel with a fitness coach, right? And that's because that's for a reason. It's because most of their clients are going to come through appointment setting and sales. So you wouldn't want to offer a webinar funnel or a web design service or a VSL or something to a fitness coach unless you're retarded or something. You just wouldn't want to do that. So whereas if you had a sales or appointment setting offer or something like that, that really hits their pain points because they're struggling to book calls through the DMs and they're struggling to close people on sales calls, that offer would probably fucking rip because they all share that same problem. And then the thing with problems in a niche is they're considered fractal problems, which means when you solve a problem for somebody in a specific niche, that problem and that solution usually meshes well across the board throughout the entire niche, right? It's true amongst everybody in the niche almost, right? Obviously there's some outliers and things like that, but that's why, having a niche is absolutely vital, right? Because landing clients comes down to pain and it comes down to solving problems. And so you need a group of people who share the same problems and the same pains, and then you can offer a solution that helps all of them. And this is going to make your outreach 10 times more powerful, right? Another thing I want to talk about with a niche is the direct trade-off between specificity, quantity, and quality, right? This has more to do with outreach, but it's like the law of specificity. So the more specific you get with your niche, right? So take fitness coaches, for example. Let's say your niche is fitness coaches doing over 10K a month that have less than 50,000 IG followers and have a, ingrown hair on their beard or something. That's a super specific niche. And the thing with having a super specific niche is it's not a bad thing, but it's going to lower the quantity of people that you can reach out to because there's a very low amount of fitness coaches who qualify across the board, especially with the ingrown hair thing or whatever, right? So But that means in your messaging, if you can actually find those people and reach out to them, and you can, tell them that you only work with that niche, your messaging is going to be 10 times more powerful than it would if you were to go broad, right? So that's like quality of outreach, right? You can, have a really specific niche, and then it'll make it harder to source leads. But when you actually reach out to those people and you tell them that you work with similar people like them, the more specific you go, the more powerful your outreach is going to be, and the more of those people are going to convert into clients. Okay. And on the other side of the spectrum is quantity. So if you go super broad with your niche, if you just go, anybody, any human alive, then your outreach is going to be less specific. So it's going to be less powerful. It's not going to be catered toward any one group or any one problem that you're trying to solve. And so that means you're going to be able to source leads easier. You'll be able to find more people, right? Obviously, if you're just finding anybody, any human with a heartbeat, those are easier people to find. You'll be able to do more outreach, but each individual outreach won't hit as hard. Okay, so that's why having a niche is so important. You don't want to go too broad. You don't want to go too narrow or too specific. You want to find that perfect balance of people who share similar pains and problems. And then after you have a niche, the next thing you need, and guys, this is one of the most important things. I can't stress this enough. Just having this alone will separate you from 90% of the competition, okay? And it's having an offer. Most people genuinely don't know what an offer is, and they don't have one. Okay, so what an offer is in the most simple terms is it's simply promising a result or outcome to somebody else in exchange for money, or, it could be in exchange for a testimonial or anything like that, but it's basically promising a result or outcome. That's it. You can make it more complicated if you want. You can add risk reversal and all these, time frames and all these, different things, but that's it in its absolute rawest form. And more so than an offer being a result or outcome you're promising, what it is we just talked about how niches have fractal problems. They have fractal pains, right? And so what an offer does is it's that fractal solution to those fractal problems. So take fitness coaches for an example. Let's say, like I said, they struggle with the appointment setting process. If you have a banger fucking appointment setting offer, like I will place 10 appointment setting reps into your business for free, or I'll write your appointment setting scripts, or whatever your offer could be for that. If you have a banger appointment setting offer, that's basically a solution to their problem that they can, that you can use throughout the entire niche, because they all struggle with that problem, right? And so people always ask me, like, Jason, what does your copy look like? What does the outreach script you use look like? How do you talk in your looms or whatever, right? I'm telling you, 80% of convincing people to get on the phone with you is just having a fucking offer that resonates with them, bro. 80% of your copy, of your stimuli, the things you use to try to get them on the phone is just your offer. Offers are the same with niches. If you do it wrong, it's only gonna fucking hurt you, right? So once again, let's just keep using fitness coaches as an example. If you offer a fitness coach who struggles with sales and appointment setting, if you offer them, say, YouTube scripts, that's what you're gonna write for them, but let's say you offer them 10,000 views in 90 days, that's sort of your guarantee, right? It's gonna fucking blow, because their main problem isn't traffic and it isn't YouTube, it's sales, it's appointment setting, it's closing people over the phone, right? Booking appointments. Whereas if you offer something like, I'll get you 5 new clients with my done for you sales process, 100% done for you, they're gonna get on their knees and they're gonna be fucking begging for it. Pause. But that made me lose my train of thought. But anyways, you have to have a niche. You have to have a similar group of people who have similar pains and problems, and your offer has to be that solution to that pain and problem, right? And so you can already see how not having an offer and not having a niche is gonna fuck you over. Like, this is what 90% of people do, and this is why they spend a year doing outreach. They send 10 DMs a day, and they're never gonna get fucking results because they don't know these things. So that's why I'm not gatekeeping, bro. I'm sharing all of this shit with you. And the third thing you need, so let's say you have a niche now, you have an offer. The third thing you need is an outreach system, okay? So the key word there is system. Everybody's doing outreach, but hardly anybody has a system, and this is what most people get wrong. So you've heard the saying, right? Like, what goes untracked goes unchanged, and you can't improve upon it, and it's fucking true. So what you need is an outreach system, a system where you track step by step, how are people, becoming leads? How are you reaching out to them? What are the metrics you are tracking that you can, track iterate on and improve on. And it doesn't matter what kind of outreach you're doing. If you're doing like a fucking DM system, a Loom system, cold email, IG outreach, whatever, it doesn't matter. You need to make it a simple step-by-step process that you can track, right? So I'll give you an example. Like say, take cold DMs for an example. Right? What would a step-by-step process or system look like for cold DMs? Number one, you source leads and you put them on a list, or you source people's IG accounts and you take screenshots and you put them in a folder, right? Second, you send your opening message. Then you do cold follow-ups until they reply. Then you get a reply. Then you do warm follow-ups. Then you have to actually convince them to get on the phone with you and book a call, right? Do you see how that's laid out in a step-by-step system? And once you have it laid out in a step-by-step system, you can create metrics for each part of the system, right? And then once you create metrics and KPIs that you need to hit, everything becomes easy. Like track everything, right? So the amount of, outreach you're sending per day, your open rate, your positive reply rate, your Loom view rate if you're doing Looms, your appointment booking rate. Let's say you send 100 outreach and your open rate is like 0.1%. That means you probably don't have to iterate on your offer or your Loom script or any bullshit like that. You need to just figure out, what opening message you can use to get people to reply to your DMs or open your DMs, excuse me. So you don't need to change up your Loom script if people in your DMs if your DMs aren't even getting open, right? So this is why it's so important to actually have a system. And then from there, it just, like I said, comes down to metric tracking, math, and iteration, all right? And this is where it gets fun. So once you have these three things, you have a niche, you have an offer, you have a system, all you do from there is math. So you reverse engineer math based on your goals. So let's say you want to hit 10K a month. That's everybody's dream goal as a copywriter, and I get it, right? I just hit it. It feels amazing, and it's awesome, right? But how are you actually going to get there? So let's do some math. Let's say your system has a booking rate of 1%. That means out of every 100 people you reach out to, one of them book a call. Now let's say your close rate is 50%. So out of every 2 people you get on the phone, 1 person closes and actually becomes a client. So this means in total, for every 1 closed deal, you need to send 200 DMs, right? Because 1% of those DMs, AKA 2 of them, are going to convert into calls, and then half of those will turn into a client. So 200 DMs equals 1 client. Now let's say your offer is priced at $5,000, right? So your goal is 10K. Your offer is priced at $5,000. So how many closed clients would it take for you to get to 10K that month? It's going to take 2 clients per month, right? It's very simple math. So all you have to do theoretically in that very theoretical situation, that's really not what the stats look like at all, but all you would have to do in that situation is send 400 DMs a month and you're chilling, right? Based on the current stats. And obviously those are just arbitrary numbers, but this should make sense. Like this is how you're going to crush other people. Nobody is doing this. Okay. So you can't just blast off random shitty outreach messages with no systems, no tracking, no niche, no offer, and expect to get results. And honestly, in my opinion, something that's also super important is this is what makes it fun. It turns it into a video game. So you send your first batch of volume. Let's say you send 500 DMs, right? And you look and your DMs aren't getting opened. Well, then all you focus on for the next month is finding solutions to that problem, is how you can get your DMs opened, right? Then maybe you've come up with the most banger opening line, right? And I've seen some crazy ones in my DMs, okay? And let's say your DMs are getting open now, but now people aren't booking calls. Well, then you figure out the solution to that and you just gamify everything. And this is, like I said, this is literally how you're gonna crush your opponent. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a quick one. It was short and sweet. I know this was a very tactical video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Couple things, go subscribe to my newsletter. That's in the description. It's free. Follow me on IG. That's free. And I'll send you my free Telegram if you follow me on IG and you shoot me a DM. I will send you my free Telegram link. It's a lot of fun. Go check that out. Go make some money. Go land some clients, y'all. I love y'all. And as always, have a blessed day.